Samsaradava nalalida loka Janaya karunaganatvam Paptasya kayana gunaravasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Padicha Madhyam Manasura Sena Romanchakam Pasutarangavajo Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Shri Vigrahara Nana Nichanana Shingaratan Mandira Majanado Yuktasya Bhaktam Sanim Chatopi Bande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Chaturvita Shri Bhagavat Prasada Sadvana Chiptan Hari Bhakta Sangham Kirtaiva Chiptim Bhajata Sadeva Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Samsaradava naladida loka Chahanaya karunaganatvam Paptasya kalyana gunaravasya Bande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Shri Radhika Mad Avayura Para Matya Lila Gunarupanamna Pratikshana Swadana Lolupasya Bande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Nikunja Yuno Ratikelisidai Jaya Libi Utira Bhikshanina Tatarati Daksha Dati Balabhasha Bande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Shakshadhari Tena Samasta Sasti Yuktastata Bhavyavyate Vasadi Pinto Prabhuya Priyavatasya Bande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Yasha Prasada Bhagavat Prasada Yasha Prasada Nagati Katopi Dayam Stutvam Stasya Yasasti Sandam Bande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Bande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Bande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paskadyadi Zattarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavindam Jaya Chaitanya Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Bhaktavindam Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavindam Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Shri Shivas Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavindam Nanda Jaya Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Shri Srivasa Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Nadavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopala Govindaram Shimadhusudan Gopala Govindaram Shimadhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Hare Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Shri Rupa Shri Sanatan Bhatta Raghuna Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghuna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Pararajikachasta Tarasatari Shimadi's Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Pararajikachasta Tarasatari Shimadi's Divine Grace. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Ji Ho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Samakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapura Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Ki Jai. Jamuna Maya Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glorious to the assembled devotees. All glorious to the assembled devotees. All glorious to the assembled devotees. All glorious to Shri Guru and Shri Guranga. All glorious to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada Lada Daine. Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha. Srila Tankana Kalaye. Nito Nisimha Parato Nisimho. Yato Yato Yami Tato Nisimha. Bahir Nisimho Hirade Nisimho. Narasimha Madim Charanam Brapade. Tavakara Kamalavare Nakama Bhuta Shingam. Kalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubingam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jajagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tavakada Kamalavare Nakam Abhuta Shingam Kalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubingam Keshavadita Nadahari Rupa Jajagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsimhare Jaya Narsimhare Narsimhare Jaya Narsimhare Narsimhare Jaya Narsimhare Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Nitagora Haribo 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 Nitagora Haribo 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 Nitagora Haribo Narasimha Bhagawan Ki Jai Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Haribo
Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavratai Namo Namaha Vindaye Tusideva Priyaye Kisavaishacha Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavratai Namo Namaha Vindaye Tusideva Priyaye Kisavaishacha Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavratai Namo Namaha Vindaye Tusidevi Maharani Ki Jai Lasi Krishna Preyasi Monama Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Abhilasi Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Abhilasi Tomar saranaloy Taravancha purna hoy Kipa tori taratare Vindavana Rasiko Shirada Govinda Prime Sadayina Vasi Chakapani Brahmahatyadikani cha Tani tani prane santi Adikshana bade bade Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi. Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani. Tulsi Devi Maharani ki jai. Vrindaye Tulsi Deva Priyaye Keshavasya cha. Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavratai Namo Namaha. Vrindaye Tulsi Deva Priyaye Keshavasya cha. Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavratai Namo Namaha. Vrindaye Tulsi Deva Priyaye Keshavasya cha. Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavratai Namo Namaha. Vrindai Tulsi Devi Maharani Ki Jai. O Tulasi, beloved of Krishna, I bow before you again and again. My desire is to obtain the service of Shri Radha and Krishna. Whoever takes shelter of you has his wishes fulfilled. Bestowing your mercy upon him, make him a resident in Vrindavan. My desire is that you also grant me residence in the pleasure groves of Sri Vrindavan. Thus, within my vision, I'll always behold the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me a follower of the cowherd damsels of Raja. Please give me the privilege of devotional service and make me your own maidservant. This very fallen and lowly servant of Krishna prays. May I always swim in the love of Shri Radha Govinda. Tulsi Devi Maharani Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Siksastakam Ki Jai. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shairakairav Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipradam Kunam Vitasvadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Padam Nayanam Gadasurudharaya Vadanam Kadgadurudaya Jira Pulakaya Nisitam Vapu Kada Tavanamagrahane Vavishyati Yugayitam Nimesena Chaksusa Pavrasayitam Sunyayitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahename Aslishyava Padaratam Pinastumam Adarsanam Ramahato Karotu Va Yata Tata Va Vidata Tulam Patur My Prananatas tu Saeva Napara Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Chaitanya Siksastakam Ki Jai. Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to the living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into this ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your holy name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years and more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Siksastakam Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam. There are 10 offenses in the matter of chanting the holy names of the Lord that should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who dedicate their lives to propagating holy names of the Lord. 2. To consider names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent names of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna as imagination. 6. To give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name of the Lord. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities or karma kanda. 9. To instruct the faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions in this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Now let us offer our most humble obeisance to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees that can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vanchakalpatarabhyascha kripasindubhyavicha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnava Thakur ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam Grantaraj Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadasya Yato Nuriyad Itaratas Charte Suavigya Swarat. Tene Brahma Hidaya Adikavaye Muyanti Atsurayaha. Tejo Varimedam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha. Damna Srena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. O my Lord, Shri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes, of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations. And he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji. The original living being. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations. And he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion. As one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen on fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Dharma projita kaitravotra paramo nirmatsranam satam vedyam vastavam atra vastu shividam tapatrayon mulanam. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim Vapurer Ishvaraha Sadyo Hide Avarudyate Tra Kriti Bihi Sususubhistakshanat. Completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. This Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva in his maturity, is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need of any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. Nigama kalpatarur galitam phalam sukumakad amrita dravya samyutam bibata bhagavatam rasam alayam muhur aho rasika bhuvi bhavakaha. O expert and thoughtful man, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desired tree of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of Sri Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. Shinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. Shinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. Hridyantaksto Abhadrani Vidunoti Suhit Shatam. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures, or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita, is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best-wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam Gantaraja Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 11, verse number 38. Etad Ishanam Ishasya Prakriti Stopi Tad Gunai Nayujyate Sadatma Star Yata Buddhis Tadashraya. This is the divinity of the personality of Godhead. That's right. He is not affected by the qualities of material nature, even though he is in contact with them. Similarly, the devotees who have taken shelter of the Lord do not become influenced by the material qualities. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In the Vedas and Vedic literatures, Shruti and Smriti, it is affirmed that in the divinity there is nothing material. The transcendental, nirguna only. He is transcendental, nirguna only, the supreme cognizant. Hari, or the personality Godhead, is the supreme transcendental person, situated beyond the range of material affection. These statements are also confirmed even by Acharya Shankara. One may argue that his relation with the goddesses of fortune may be transcendental, but what about his relation with the Yadu dynasty, being born in that family, or his killing the non-believers like Jarasandha and other asuras directly in contact with the modes of material nature? The answer is that the divinity of the personality Godhead is never in contact with the qualities of material nature in any circumstances. Actually, he is in contact with such qualities because he is the ultimate source of everything, yet he is above the actions of such qualities. He is known, therefore, as Yogeshwara, or the master of mystic power, or in other words, the all-powerful. Even his learned devotees are not affected by the influence of the material modes. The great 6 Goswamis of Vrindavana all came from greatly rich and aristocratic families, but when they adopted the life of mendicants in Vrindavana, superficially they appeared to be in wretched conditions of life, but factually they were the richest of all in spiritual values. Such Mahabhagavatas, or first-grade devotees, although moving among men, are not contaminated by honor or insult, hunger or satisfaction, sleep or wakefulness, which are all resultant actions of the three modes of material nature. Similarly, some of them are engaged in worldly dealings, yet are unaffected. Unless these neutralities of life are there, one cannot be considered situated in transcendence. The divinity and his associates are on the same transcendental plane, and their glories are always sanctified by the action of Yogamaya or the internal potency of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord are always transcendental, even if they are sometimes found to have fallen in their behavior. The Lord emphatically declares in the Bhagavad Gita 9:30 that even if an unalloyed devotee is found to be fallen due to a previous material contamination, he is nevertheless to be accepted as fully transcendental because of being engaged 100% in the devotional service of the Lord. The Lord protects him always because of his rendering service unto him, and the fallen conditions are to be considered accidental and temporary. They will vanish in no time. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So there are many very important points made in this verse and purport. So the reference to Bhagavad Gita 9:30 is very important because it is sometimes misunderstood. And here Prabhupada gives a very clear explanation. First of all, that verse says, Apichet sudara charo bhajanti mam ananya bhak sadur eva samantavya samyak vyavasito ki saha. So this verse says that even if one commits The most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. So it's easy to misinterpret this verse. And so now we're going to discuss it, because the misinterpretation by many people leads to complete destruction of Krishna consciousness. But the correct understanding is the following. The word sudurachara used in this verse is very significant, and we should understand it properly. When a living entity is conditioned, he has two kinds of activities. One is conditional, and the other is constitutional. As for protecting the body or abiding by the rules of society and state, certainly there are different activities, even for the devotees, in connection with the conditional life, and such activities are called conditional. Besides these, the living entity, who is fully conscious of his spiritual nature and is engaged in Krishna consciousness or devotional service to the Lord, has activities which are called transcendental. Such activities are performed in his constitutional position, and they are technically called devotional service. Now, in the conditioned state, sometimes devotional service and the conditional service in relation to the body will parallel one another. But then again, sometimes these activities become opposed to one another. As far as possible, a devotee is very cautious so that he does not do anything that could disrupt his wholesome condition. He knows that perfection in his activities depends on his progressive realization of Krishna consciousness. So that's a very important point. Unless one has a progressive realization of Krishna consciousness, what does that mean? That means regularly, every day, hearing, morning and evening, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And by hearing, one becomes very careful in what they do, and they are very regulated in their habits, especially this waking up early in the morning and attending Mangala Aarti and hearing Bhagavatam first thing in the morning. Very important. As far as possible, a devotee is very cautious so that he does not do anything that could disrupt his wholesome condition. He knows that perfection in his activities depends on his progressive realization of Krishna consciousness. That means every day you're getting some new realization. And that new realization is exciting and is necessary for you to keep your interest in devotional service. Therefore, if you read Prabhupada's books and discuss it and hear it spoken by genuine devotees, that progressiveness becomes real. And if you don't, then you don't get any inspiration every day. And eventually you become lax in following the regulative principles. Krishna consciousness has to be progressive. That means every day there's something new and exciting that keeps your interest and your determination to follow Krishna consciousness very, very carefully and with enthusiasm. So, that perfection of the devotee in his activities depends on his progressive realization of Krishna consciousness. Sometimes, however, it may be seen that a person in Krishna consciousness commits some act which may be taken as most abominable socially or politically. But such a temporary fall down does not disqualify him. In the Srimad Bhagavatam it is stated that if a person falls down but is wholeheartedly engaged in the transcendental service of the Supreme Lord, the Lord, being situated within his heart, purifies him and excuses him from his abomination, from that abomination. The material contamination is so strong that even a yogi fully engaged in the service of the Lord sometimes becomes ensnared, but Krishna consciousness is so strong that such an occasional fall down is at once rectified. Therefore, the process of devotional service is always a success. That is a very important point. No one should deride a devotee, that means criticize a devotee, for some accidental fall down. Notice the word accidental. From the ideal path. For, as explained in the next verse, such occasional fall downs will be stopped in due course as soon as a devotee is completely situated in his Krishna consciousness. That means strictly following sadhana bhakti. Therefore, a person who is situated in Krishna consciousness and is engaged with determination in the process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, should be considered to be in the transcendental position, even if by chance or accident he is found to have fallen. The words sadur, eva, he is saintly, are very emphatic. They are a warning to the non-devotees that because of an accidental fall down, a devotee should not be derided, meaning criticized. He should still be considered saintly even if he has accidentally fallen down. And the word mantavya is still more emphatic. If one does not follow this rule and derides a devotee for his accidental fall down, then one is disobeying the order of the Supreme Lord. The only qualification of a devotee is to be unflinchingly and exclusively engaged in devotional service. In the Nishinga Purana, the following statement is given. Bhagavati cha harav ananya cheta brisha malino pi virajate manusya nahi sasa kalus chichabi kadachit Timira para bhavatam upaiti chandraha. The meaning is that even if one fully engaged in the devotional service of the Lord is sometimes found engaged in abominable activities, these activities should be considered to be like the spots that resemble the mark of a rabbit on the moon. Such spots do not become an impediment to the diffusion of moonlight. Similarly, the accidental fall down of a devotee from the path of saintly character does not make him abominable. So, notice many times Prabhupada says accidental fall down, and he says a person who falls down but who's wholeheartedly engaged in transcendental service of the Supreme Lord. And he says, okay, so on the other hand, now he's going to make the main part of this understanding clear. On the other hand, one should not misunderstand that a devotee in transcendental devotional service can act in all kinds of abominable ways. This verse only refers to an accident due to the strong power of material connections. Devotional service is more or less a declaration of war against the illusory energy. As long as one is not strong enough to fight the illusory energy, there may be accidental fall downs. But when one is strong enough, he is no longer subjected to such fall downs as previously explained. No one should take advantage of this verse and commit nonsense and think that he is still a devotee. If he does not improve in his character by devotional service, then it is to be understood that he is not a high devotee. So, what's the difference between an accidental fall down and taking advantage of this verse to commit nonsense? That's the whole point. In other words, this verse is not a license for someone to regularly fall down. This verse is concerning only accidental fall downs, which are very rare and are not premeditated. One does not premeditate falling down and then trying to rectify it with the holy name by chanting. That is the seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name of the Lord. So we cannot interpret this verse as an excuse for devotees to regularly fall down and then continue devotional service and try and rectify it by chanting Hare Krishna. It's only for accidental fall downs due to bad association and due to previous life's conditioning and putting oneself in a compromising situation. Okay, so that's very important to understand that difference. Otherwise, I know devotees, I've experienced devotees who actually misinterpreted this verse and were regularly falling down and then trying to rectify it by chanting Hare Krishna and thinking that everything is all right. It's not all right when you do that. A premeditated fall down is different than an accidental fall down. Okay, so now there's many other points in this verse today, especially the question of neutrality. Neutrality and equality are two major themes in Krishna consciousness, but today we're going to talk about the neutralities. What does that mean? It says, such Mahabhagavatas, referring to the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, or first-grade devotees, although moving amongst men, are not contaminated by honor or insult, hunger or satisfaction, sleep or wakefulness, which are all resultant actions of the three modes of material nature. Similarly, some of them are engaged in worldly dealings, yet are unaffected. Unless these neutralities of life are there, one cannot be considered situated in transcendence. Okay, now what does this mean? This is a very profound statement. That means that if you engage in devotional service, you're going to be attacked. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, he never did anything wrong, but yet his father attacked him. What was his only fault? His fault was he was practicing Krishna consciousness. So when you practice Krishna consciousness, which means you use everything in Krishna's service, and you have to use it correctly in Krishna's service, people find fault with it unnecessarily. The fault finders are negative people, and we discussed that yesterday. What is a negative person? They always see the fault. They always say the glass is half empty, and the devotee always says the glass is half full. So the difference between a negative person and a positive person is the positive person always finds something good to talk about, and a negative person, like the fly that always goes to stool, always finds something wrong to talk about. You see? So the devotee is going to be blamed. Even Prabhupada was attacked by his own devotees and outside people. However, first-grade devotees, although moving amongst men, are not contaminated by honor or insult, hunger or satisfaction, sleep or wakefulness. These are all called dualities of life, and dualities of life confuse people. But the devotee remains staunchly engaged in devotional service regardless of the insult or the accusations or whatever. Now, that doesn't mean that the devotee can do any nonsense and get away with it. No. These are false accusations and false insults and false reasons for not engaging in devotional service. Just like a devotee might say, well, when, I can't go every day to Mangala Aarti, I have to stay home and get my rest. Well, yeah, you can say that. But a staunch devotee will not compromise on that. And by not compromising like that, they're following Krishna's example. So therefore, you have to plan your life in such a way that you can do all your material duties and all your spiritual duties. That means you're a first-class devotee. You do them properly and on time and in a regulated way. So that's a very important question. Unless these neutralities of life are there, one cannot be considered situated in transcendence. The divinity and his associates are on the same transcendental plane. In other words, Krishna in order to serve Krishna in pure devotion, you have to be on the same level of Krishna, not affected by the modes of material nature, not affected by time, not affected by the gunas, the modes of material nature, not affected by anything material that could be disruptive of one's regulated devotional service. The divinity and associates are on the same transcendental plane, and their glories are always sanctified by the action of Yogamaya, or the internal potency of the Lord. So Yogamaya is protecting devotees. Mahamaya is keeping people in illusion. There's a difference between being under the influence of Mahamaya and being under the influence of Yogamaya. Even if one makes a mistake, not a premeditated act, but a mistake, Yogamaya can make that mistake into a success. So, can you understand this? It's very difficult to understand because it's against everything we experience in the conditional state of life. So it says, and their glories, meaning glories of the devotees, are always sanctified by the action of Yogamaya, or the internal potency of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord are always transcendental, even if they are sometimes found to have fallen in their behavior. The Lord emphatically declares, well, the issue is, one may make a mistake, but if they continue to engage in regulated devotional service and also accept whatever authorities tell that person for rectification, see, that's important, and remain steady, then they should not be criticized. But if they are regularly falling down and finding excuses and not accepting rectification, then that's nonsense, and they're not considered a good devotee. The Lord emphatically declares in Bhagavad Gita 9:30 that even if an unalloyed devotee is found to be fallen due to a previous material contamination, he is nevertheless to be accepted as fully transcendental because of his being engaged 100% in the devotional service of the Lord. The Lord protects him always because of his rendering service unto him, and the fallen conditions are to be considered accidental and temporary. They will vanish in no time. So that's another thing. It's not that one regularly, as a regulated principle, is falling down. It's something accidental and incidental. Incidental means it's because of accidental and temporary. That's the whole point. It has to come to a quick stop, and by regulated devotional service and continually taking advice and inspiration by regular hearing and chanting. Okay, so we'll stop right there. Are there any questions anyone wants to ask? Neutrality, yes. Duality confuses people. Neutrality keeps a person steady in devotional service. Dualities will confuse people and make them stop devotional service. Neutrality keeps people regularly engaged in devotional service, regardless of the situation. You understand that? So let's say everything's going all right, and all of a sudden there's some tragedy in your life. It could be, sickness. It can be somebody dies that you love very much. It could be you lose a job or whatever. And because of that situation, you say, I don't believe in Krishna anymore. I was chanting and I was doing this and that. And look what happened. It's all his fault. If I wasn't Krishna conscious, this wouldn't have happened. I would have been more steady in what I was doing and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's duality. But neutrality is understanding, look, this is the material world. There's always going to be problems here. It's described as dukhalayam asasvatam. It's always full of misery. We cannot expect to be happy materially. How can you be happy materially when you have a material body that is subjected to the modes of material nature and time and so many negative things? So the devotee is not going to be disturbed by setbacks, whereas materialists are very much disturbed by setbacks. And they become almost paralyzed spiritually. Understand? Yeah. Did you have a question, Prabhu? Yes. Affection based on the body. Like you can say, well, I'm born in this family. And in our family, our habits are like this. And I can't, because I can't stop. I identify with this. This is what we do. Like my father, he was a very strong guy. If anyone insulted him, he would immediately become angry, and he'd take a strong stand and beat that person. And I'm the son of my father, so I have to be like that also. So it's all bodily connected. What family were you in your previous life? You could have been in a dog family, right? This identification with family and the culture of the family is something false. That doesn't mean you become antagonistic to your family. It's just that you understand you're born in a particular family, but that's just a temporary thing. That's not your real family. Your real family is Achyuta Gotra, Krishna's family. But because of family attachment and affection, I'll give you an example. There was this one person who joined our movement in France. He was from the Ahmadi sect in Pakistan. Ahmadi sect is somewhat of a Islamic sect, but they're hated by the Sunni Muslims and Shia Muslims also. They have their own like sampradaya, which is like anathema in Islam. Anyway, this boy joined, and he was very good. He was a very good boy, and he was enjoying Krishna consciousness. But one day he got a phone call from his mother from Pakistan, and she told him, if you don't come back right away and stop this nonsense with these foreign people, I'm going to cut my throat. And after he hung up, he was like shaking. And we asked him, what's wrong? He said, it's my mother. And she said, I have to immediately go back and give up this Krishna consciousness. So we said, well, what are you going to do? He said, because I know my mother, he said, she said she'll cut her throat and kill herself if I don't do it right away. And I know she'll do it. So he left, and he never came back because of a material affection. On the other hand, I'll tell a story about my uncle, who was not Krishna conscious. But near the end of his life, he decided to give a large donation to our church. And his wife and his daughter said, if you do that, we'll commit suicide. You know what he said? He said, how are you going to do it? I said, we'll jump off the Brooklyn Bridge. He said, okay, tell me when you're ready to do it so I can drive you there. And he was serious. Of course, they were just bluffing. They're not going to jump off a bridge, you know. And he gave that donation. And they hated him for it, and he didn't care. And because he gave that donation, up until today, his family name is on a hall, a main hall in that church, you know. And it's our family name also, because he's my father's brother. And it was the best thing he ever did in his life. The rest of everything he did in his life was nonsense. That was the only good thing he did, you see. So, this family affection will stop you from doing things. What was Arjuna's problem? Family affection. Because of family affection, he refused to follow Krishna's order. You see my point? But what family are you talking about? You already had millions of families, and as a bird, as a fish, as a dog, as a microbe. So this is just, but that's not to be disdainful or disrespectful to your family. right? But at a certain point, when the pedal touches the metal, as they say in English, if there's just like in Arjuna's case, Krishna's telling him to fight, and because of family affection, he's saying no. That is condemned, right? But in general, one must always be respectful of family members because they took care of your material body for so many years. But we should not stop devotional service because of family affection. Hare Krishna. Om Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.